Hey guys, Eric here, back with another repair video. This time we have a zombie looking Robin. So this comes from the Dark Knight Metal comic book storyline, and this specific piece actually comes from the Prime 1 Batman Who Laughs 1/3 scale statue. So now my client sent this to me. We have Robin. He's obviously missing a chunk out of his sleeve. So in today's video, we're going to be repairing that piece that's missing. So now I actually do have the piece, or at least part of the piece that broke off, which is good. So I'll be gluing that back into place and then resculpting any other parts that are still missing that weren't able to be recovered. But even though we have the piece that broke off, which again is great, it's not as simple as just gluing it back into place and saying, okay, it's fixed, because you're still going to see a hairline crack. So it's going to have to be blended together. It'll save me some time from having to resculpt the entire area, but it won't save me any time in regards to painting, because I will have to paint over that part anyway to blend it all together. So once that piece gets glued back into place, I'll again resculpt any missing areas. I'll fill in the cracks that are still showing, and then I'll be color matching the paint as well as matching the texture and the pattern, because the pattern does have a little bit of a crosshatch appearance to it. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing in today's video. So let's begin. So the first thing we'll be doing is gluing back the piece that broke off that we were able to recover. I'll be using JB Weld epoxy glue. It's a two-part epoxy where you mix equal halves together. I do have a complete video tutorial on how to use this glue and how to apply it and mix it and so on. So if you need instructions on using this glue, please go back to my previous videos. I believe it's called the best glue to use for statue repairs. So I'll be mixing up my glue in equal parts. It's 1-to-1 ratio from each tube, and I'll be applying it directly onto Robin's sleeve, onto the body. This type of glue is more of like a paste, so it stays in place. Again, it's one of the reasons I love using this stuff. And then I'll take the broken piece and hold it into place and let it set and dry. And then afterwards, we'll go in with the epoxy sculpt and resculpt any other areas that are still missing. Okay, it's been a few hours. The glue has had time to dry. I can now go in with the epoxy sculpt and sculpt in any areas that were missing, as well as fill in any cracks from the piece that was broken off, and blend everything together so that everything looks consistent and you'll never even know it was broken to begin with. So I'm going in with my epoxy sculpt. I have to re-sculpt The sleeve, as mentioned earlier, it does have a slight texture to it that I need to recreate, and the paint has a little bit of a crosshatch pattern to it, which I'll need to recreate with the paint. So it's important that I get the texture right, because later on it'll just really help me when it comes time to paint and matching everything. So I'm just working my way around the sleeve with my sculpting tool, trying to recreate the same look that the rest of the sleeve has. The edge of the sleeve has a little bit of a brim to where there's no texture, so I'll be recreating that as well. And then the texture actually does wrap around to the inside of the sleeve, so I need to go in on the inside as well and also recreate that pattern and texture. Then I'll let the epoxy sculpt fully cure and dry for at least a day, and I'll go back the next day and color match the paint and recreate that pattern and just blend everything seamlessly all together. Okay, and here's how the repair is looking. It's all finished. I did do the paint work off camera just because it's easier for me to see. But basically I went in with the dark black shadow color first and filled in all the crevices and cracks, and then I took the turquoise color and did a little bit of like a dry brush to bring out the highlights of the pattern. That's why I was saying earlier it was important to make sure I get that texture done correctly during the sculpting period, because it's really going to help the paint when it comes time to try to match the paint that they initially had. Once I had the paint to where I needed it to be, I did seal it with a satin finish to bring it all together and help protect it from any further damage in the future. The robins on this statue have a lot of chains wrapped around them, so just wanted to make sure the paint was really protected. So did a few layers of clear coat to help from any scratches in the future in the paint. So here's some before and after pictures of the repair. Everything went well. It wasn't a super hard repair, but I do take all repairs seriously to make sure they look as best as they could possibly look. So yeah, everything turned out great. Super happy with the results. I do have more repair videos coming up in the future. I'm working on a whole bunch of things right now. Repair videos, 3D printing videos, tons of projects coming to this channel. So definitely stay tuned. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified of all future projects. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next project.